You believe that self-assured anchor behind the desk is David Muir. You'll be surprised by these unspoken facts, so stay tuned until the very end to discover what happened before he ever switched on a camera. This is the true story of the man whose voice you have trusted for years, from his early years spent chasing deadlines in a small local newspaper to the moments that nearly put an end to his dream. David, the son of a school janitor and a library clerk, was raised in Syracuse, New York. Despite their constant financial difficulties, his parents gave him a passion for stories. At the age of 12, he began to hang out at the local newspaper office, reading headlines after work and sweeping floors for pennies. On Saturday mornings, he would read print editions instead of cartoons, learning names and bylines. He discovered the ability of a single sentence to influence people's opinions by seeing reporters file articles. By high school, David was covering sporting events and writing for the student newspaper. He was more concerned with deadlines and clean copy than other teenagers were with prom. He became adept at typing quickly and challenging hesitant coaches and anxious peers. He got an interview with the mayor's office to cover a ribbon cutting, which was his first significant break. He arrived early, took thorough notes, and produced a report that both the local editor and his teacher found impressive. A seed was sown at that moment. He might be a newsworthy person. The journalism school at Syracuse University was like home. David balanced his studies, TV station internships, and city desk nighttime duties. He put up with demanding schedules that included classes in between newsroom duty at morning and anchor practice until midnight. He learned camera techniques, editing, and on-air personality while juggling part-time jobs and scholarships to pay for his own tuition, straddling the boundary between student and professional. Everyone laughed when he told a buddy that he would sleep when he retired, but few people understood how close retirement felt at the moment. David hit a roadblock early in his career. He got a low-paying job at a small Montana station after graduating. He had to climb towers in blizzards when the wind toppled satellite dishes. His breath would be captured on camera as he transmitted from chilly trailers. Always thirsty for more, he covered floods, wildfires, and the rare star passing through. When a herd of elk stampeded behind him one night, a live shot descended into chaos. His producer eventually ordered, "Cut," and the camera stopped filming. But he continued to speak in a calm tone. His colleagues shared the video widely, but nobody outside the sector saw it. However, it influenced his ability to remain composed under duress. Reporting on hurricanes was the most difficult task he had yet to tackle after relocating to Atlanta. He stayed in motels that were flooded and ran wires in windstorms as he pursued storms down the coast. Lightning struck near enough to rattle his bones, wires ignited, and the roof leaked one night. He went through chest-deep water back to his car after remaining on air until the feed terminated. At that point, a reporter asked him if he had ever thought about leaving. David said he had only ever experienced this type of life and that it was a necessary part of his business, so he didn't flinch. When he became a correspondent for a national network, it was his big break. He contributed nuance and clarity to headlines by reporting from disaster areas, presidential campaigns, and conflict zones. However, celebrity has its share of difficulties. His every phrase was questioned by late-night detractors. Friends and family shared screenshots of offensive messages. He discovered how to become empathetic while maintaining a tough skin. He paced hotel rooms at night, practicing sentences until they sounded real. He occasionally answered calls at 2 a.m. from anxious family members who were simply checking in. David struggled with a personal heartbreak. Behind the scenes, in his second year on the national desk, he had met someone wonderful, and they had made plans for the future. However, his schedule caused him to miss birthdays, anniversaries, and even the video chat birth of their first kid. David withdrew into his work once the romance ended, hiding his suffering behind screenplay notes and breaking news notifications. Coworkers noticed the shift. Solitary coffee runs and silent late-night typing had taken the place of the easy laugh. He eventually came to the conclusion that news truth translates into life truth. He sought guidance from former mentors and discovered how to strike a balance between family dinners and deadlines. To improve his delivery without losing warmth, he engaged a coach. At home, he took on less demanding tasks while savoring time spent with his elderly parents. According to friends, he is still as motivated as ever, more grounded today, and more forthcoming about his difficulties, but he has a better knowledge of what drives him. Remember the young man scouring newsrooms, the reporter battling storms, and the man who almost lost himself striving for perfection. The next time you see him on film, David Muir's journey serves as a reminder that there is heart behind every headline and that the most profound unspoken truths are frequently those we hold within. Please hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses. If this story made you appreciate the man behind the news even more, I appreciate you viewing, and I hope to see you again soon.